I don't think I had a lot of specific expectations since, uh, I mean, U.S. politics obviously affects Canada a lot, but um, at the same time, I'm not like that invested in it. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But I remember the whole sort of the rhetoric around it being a grassroots thing and that being a big deal,
Hmm.
right? The idea that rather than this kind of campaign machine centered around him, a lot of it was coming from people, from voters.
So,
Well, I think all the same people who voted for Trudeau in the most recent election, all the kind of like standard issue uh, liberals were happy with Obama, right?
hmm
Wanted him to
hmm
win.
Okay.
And I guess the like identity politics thing, where a black guy being president is important. Uh,
Yeah.
just like an incredibly eloquent speaker, right? Um, Especially when you look back, when you compare that to Bush or something, right? Listening to this guy's speeches, you can tell he's very well educated and very eloquent.
What?
Well, just like more rhetorically powerful, right? Some of that may have had to do with maybe I was also just more interested in what he was saying or something, but um, you don't get the sense so much that he's reading a speech that was written for him, although obviously that's the case to some degree. Whereas like uh, George W. Bush or someone, you kind of just comes off as an idiot, right? And anything and like anything anything eloquent that he does say, you would sort of attribute to speechwriters. Healthcare stuff, um, Obamacare or whatever is in some ways an attempt to move U.S. healthcare closer to a Canadian model, and that's traditionally been one of the big differences between the two countries. So that's affirming in some way. And the other thing that comes to mind is recently there's been a lot of controversy over the oil pipeline running through Canada on the northwest coast, and that was not something that Trudeau actually shut down until Obama did. Um, so in that way, he kind of reflected how our recent liberal government is maybe a little less left than one would expect.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, just to go back a sec, I don't think I would really agree with seeing him as a president of more than the United States.
Yeah.
uh,
Why?
uh, well, I still I don't. I mean, I guess I just gave an example of where his policies sort of did interact with Canada, but I think that's more just inevitable political stuff, right?
Mm-mm-mm.
I don't think it's like, oh yeah, we got to follow Obama's lead here. Exactly. Um, I don't know. I would say his stuff is for the good of the United States.
But
It's hard to say without having lived in the states under previous American presidents, right? I mean, I think he certainly was portrayed that way and is portrayed that way in the media. Um, a lot of that was also a function of his campaign, right? Uh, yes, we can do something different. So I think it's easy to read that way for sure. I don't think drastically different. Um, I mean, I think there's always this um, temptation to view a new president as like a big paradigm shift, and certainly people portray themselves that way in their campaigns. But in the end, that one guy only has so much actual influence, right? Like I think the whole state apparatus still keeps trying to do what it's trying to do to some degree. Where is it going? Uh, I would assume he still remains a figure in the media, right? Like, uh, yeah, I don't think I'm going to say, oh yeah, I miss Obama. I just don't think I have any like emotional attachment to
Even,
that. I will not miss Obama. Yeah, but just like in terms of how it actually affects me, right? I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, things were so much better when Obama was around, right? And maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe something kind of catastrophic will happen, but like I don't think Obama to Clinton is a massive shift, right?
yeah, there are